This is John Cola with OKRaw.com. Today I have another exciting episode for you. We're outside one of my favorite stores here to shop at, especially when I'm shopping for what I'm going to share with you guys today. Avocados. I love avocados. And the first tip I want to share with you guys on picking a proper avocado is come to a place that sells lots of avocados. And unfortunately, many just standard supermarkets, while they do sell avocados, they don't sell a lot. And now if you go to a place that sells a lot, number one, they're gonna have better prices. Number two, they're gonna have generally better selection for you. So we're outside actually this store called Marketon, and actually this is a supermarket that specializes in Hispanic, ethnic foods. So like a Mexican market, a Hispanic market, or Asian markets, they're generally gonna be, better place to go than a standard American supermarket for your avocados. Welcome to John's School of Raw. Today we're gonna teach you guys how to pick out some avocados. Over here, we got the Hass avocados. These are 3 for $1. These are grown in Mexico. Now, number one, Hass avocados are generally grown in California, Mexico, or Chile. Now, overall else, I prefer the California grown ones, then next maybe the Mexican, and then finally the Chilean. I find the Chilean and even the Mexican so much don't have a nice high oil content or that good flavor that I'm looking for. So I normally wouldn't even buy these, and actually today I'm probably not, because you'll see in a minute. But on these guys, these are Mexicans, and the avocados come in different sizes. These are actually a small kind, and that's why they're 3 for $1. That's definitely a really good price, but number one, these are not organic. So normally I do purchase non-organic avocados because they are on the clean 15 list, so that's not an issue. Now when you're picking an avo, number one, there's a few things you want to look for. You want to look for a little nubby. And the nubby is like this. It's a little stem that's sticking out. Sometimes there's a big stem like that, sometimes there's just a little one, but you generally do not want to get ones that have no nubby in it. And here's one without a nubby. So here's the nubby, a good nubby, here's a small nubby, and here's no nubby. So the reason why you don't want to get one without a nubby is because if it doesn't have a nubby, then it will tend to rot faster. Plus, if you have ants, the ants will go in there and start eating the fruit, and then it won't ever ripen up properly either. Another thing when looking for avocados, especially when you're buying them by the each, is number one, you want to pick out the largest ones possible. That means you're going to get the biggest fruit possible. And if you do have a choice between ones like, obviously like this or like this, obviously this is the bigger one. This is a much better deal. The other thing you want to look for is, in general, you want one with a dull skin. In general, I think those are the more, quote, mature than the ones with the skin that's not quite as dull. Of course, if you want ripe ones, you want to just gently feel and don't press too hard, because you could be bruising them right around the edge here, and press gently as to not bruise your fruit, as that's no good, as nobody likes bruised fruit. And of course, they should yield to gentle pressure. If they're too soft, then they're not good. And if you could literally depress your thumb in here a lot, that means it's probably rotten, and I just wouldn't even buy it. Besides the Mexican-grown Hass avocados, they also have Florida avocados here. Now these Florida avocados, actually they're from Florida, so I'd rather have these than the Hass from Mexico, but also they're significantly more money. They're $2.50. Now the Florida avocados, once again, you want to get them with nubbies instead of without. And also you want to look for bad ones. In general, you can see this one's like pretty soft, but also it has a lot of bruise spots around it, so that's definitely not a good thing. It's a discoloration. Now these ones are actually much lower in fat, so they're more watery avocados than like the Hass. So I don't prefer these too much, but I always like to rotate different varieties. Like, do you always eat Fuji apples, or sometimes do you get the Granny Smith or Honey Crisps, right? So I like to rotate in my avocados. But yeah, picking them is pretty much the same thing. You want to just pick nice, large fruits, and most of the time you're not going to find them optimally ripe. So there's been times when I've had to go to like 5 different stores in one night just to get a ripe avocado to eat with my salad at night. So the kind of avocados I'm going to get today are these guys. These are the Forte avocados, and these are 3 for $1. And these guys are grown in California. So the Hass avocados are basically a bumpy version of the Fortes. So Fortes taste similar to the Hass, but in my opinion, Fortes taste much better. So once again, we're looking for nice large ones. They are 3 for $1 here today. And instead of ones that have like long skinny necks, I prefer to find ones that are more kind of like rounded like this. You're gonna get more fruit. And also sometimes I find ones with the long skinny necks don't tend to ripen up properly. All right, so I'm just picking through these Forte avocados. These are probably my favorite kind of avocado. And unfortunately, if you don't live near California, you probably never find these. These are actually kind of rare to find. Let's see here. So we're just picking through them, and I pity the fool that comes after me to buy their avocados, because I'm getting all the good ones here. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, it's really easy to pick avocados. Number one, you want to get the nice large ones, especially when they're by the each. You want to get ones that are more rounded than ones with necks, because they're going to have more fruit on it for you. You want to generally get them if they're more dull looking than shiny, but sometimes you might not be able to do that. And you also want to look for even ripening. Sometimes avocados will ripen ununiformly, so like some parts will be soft and some parts will be really hard. Those are ones you don't want to get. Also, you want to make sure you have a nubby in there. And the main tip for ripening your avocados is keep them in a tropical-ish environment. So if you keep your house at like between 70 and 80, keep them outside the fridge to ripen properly, maybe even in a windowsill. If you do put them in the fridge, they may not ripen properly. So it's very important to ripen them out of the fridge. And then once they are ripe, if you can't eat them fast enough, then put them in the fridge to hold them at their current ripeness for a little bit longer than if you left them out. So hopefully with these tips, you'll be able to now enjoy more avocados on your fresh fruit and vegetable diet. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time. And remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're the best. What do you call it when you pull out an avocado like this and they all fall? An avalanche.